Hi everyone, I'm Megan Sullivan and welcome to my weekly RPG Roundup, where I highlight some of the biggest video game RPG news announced during the week. Here's the news for the week of April 10th, 2020. Part 1 of Final Fantasy VII Remake for the PlayStation 4 is out today. The long-awaited remake of the classic turn-based RPG is coming in hot off a barrage of positive reviews. Yes, the reviews for Final Fantasy VII are out in the wild and the game is currently sitting at a comfortable 87 score on Metacritic. By the way, PC gamers may have reason to hope that Final Fantasy VII Remake is heading their way. According to an article found on IGN.com, the video released by Square Enix to commemorate the launch of Final Fantasy VII Remake has hinted at a potential PC release. During the Thank You for Waiting video featuring Final Fantasy VII Remake director Yoshinori Kitase, text appears during gameplay footage that reads, "Gameplay captured on PC." Now, this could just be a developer build and nothing more, but who knows? After all, the original game came out on PC. Let's just hope that if the remake is coming to PC, this PC version of Final Fantasy VII doesn't crash my computer the way the original game's PC version did back in the day. Speaking of classic RPGs, this week it was announced that the composer of Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross, Yasunori Mitsuda, will be returning to game music to compose the score for Sea of Stars, an homage to 90s JRPGs. According to an article on GameSpot, Mitsuda joined Sea of Stars composer Eric W. Brown in developing original music for the game, and is quoted in a press release as saying, "Without knowing why, I want to write music for this game, was the feeling I had while seeing Sea of Stars convey the nostalgic golden age of the 90s. Exciting news, my fellow classic JRPG enthusiasts. Hurrah for science! Gearbox has announced Borderlands Science, a puzzle game that benefits the real-world scientific community as you play. Here's a description from Gearbox's website. Next time you're aboard Sanctuary 3 in Borderlands 3, keep an eye out for the newly installed Borderlands Science arcade game in the corner of Dr. Tannis' infirmary. Borderlands Science presents you with simple block puzzles based on strands of DNA, and by solving them, you're helping to map and compare the microbes contained therein. Completing these puzzles not only helps real-world scientists, but also earns you in-game currency, which can be redeemed for unique Vault Hunter heads and skins, as well as time boosters that buff your stats, loot quality, and even experience games when you jump back into the mayhem of Borderlands 3 proper. Very cool. Not so cool are the string of delays happening due to COVID-19. According to RPGsite.net, TinyBuild and Cradle Games have announced that Hellpoint has been delayed to Q2 2020 due to the coronavirus pandemic. The game was originally set to launch for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC on April 16th. Also, according to RPGsite.net, Amazon Game Studios has announced that their upcoming MMORPG, New World, has been delayed to August 25th, 2020, with a closed beta test set for July. And according to an article found over on Polygon, Final Fantasy XIV's next major update, patch 5.3, has also been delayed and could arrive as late as July. In other Final Fantasy XIV news, the game is not likely to come to Game Pass anytime soon, according to an interview found over on twinfinite.net. The game's director, Naoki Yoshida, says, "I haven't really considered releasing Final Fantasy XIV on Game Pass. This is because Final Fantasy XIV itself is a subscription model game. Phil Spencer, the executive vice president of gaming at Microsoft, is very dedicated in his support for Final Fantasy XIV, and I truly appreciate his efforts. I hope that one day Phil and I can stand shoulder to shoulder and create an opportunity for gamers around the world to enjoy Final Fantasy XIV even more. Let's hope so, Final Fantasy fans." And ending on a happy note, CD Projekt Red has announced that so far there are no plans to delay their much-anticipated open-world RPG Cyberpunk 2077, and that it's still coming out in September. Better yet, according to an article found on VideoGamesChronicle.com, the president of CD Projekt Red confirmed that Cyberpunk 2077 will have, quote, "no less DLC than The Witcher 3 had." Very cool news. And that does it for this week's weekly RPG Roundup. Did I miss any cool news? Have any RPGs you're playing right now and want to give a shout out to? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, guys. See you next week!